Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is my sister Sam.
Hey.
Welcome to Exhumed. Tonight's episode is the Loveland Frog. So have you heard of the Loveland Frog at all?
I've heard of something about it. Not too familiar. I like more of history.
Well, this one's a more fun episode than anything. This is a cryptid. Do you know what a cryptid actually is? Like the
Yeah,
definition of it?
not the definition, but I mean, I know what like mermaids are considered cryptids.
Yeah.
It's things that haven't been proven or
Yeah.
disproven.
Yeah, a cryptid is an animal or creature whose existence is claimed in folklore or other accounts, but whose actual existence is disputed or unproven by science, often studied by cryptozoologists. It's a hidden, secret animal referring to creatures that are rumored or believed to exist but lack scientific evidence to support their existence. It could be anything. And it's so easy to get a cryptid on the cryptid list. Like, have you ever heard of the Fresno nightcrawler?
I've heard of it. You've
That
talked about it.
it was put on the cryptid list in 2017, and it was something that someone's ring camera caught.
Is
And
that
it
the pants?
yes, it literally just looks like a pair of white pants walking across the lawn. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, but it hasn't been debunked. So they put it on the cryptid list.
Okay.
There's a sound on the cryptid list too. The bloop.
The bloop.
Yeah. They're thinking that in that mermaid documentary, they were saying that the bloop was most likely the sounds that the mermaids were making.
And
Don't
now
even
they're
get me.
saying that it's ice shelves.
It's like icebergs. I'm sorry, but no, I don't think so. Don't even get me started on that mermaid documentary. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, it's a lot of research.
It is.
Got to do it right.
And I'm pissed off that they say it's a hoax because never mind, we're not getting into it.
No.
We're talking about the Loveland Frog today. So, this legend started in 1955 in Loveland, Ohio. So, a local legend says a businessman, they say he's unnamed, but I actually found his name, Robert Honeycutt, was driving down a dark road and spotted 3 humanoid figures on the side of the bridge going over Little Miami River.
Okay.
He said that they were about 3 or 4 feet tall with frog faces and leathery skin. They were standing upright bipedal and they seemed to be talking to each other. He said that he specifically smelled alfalfa and almonds. I don't know what that would smell like. And then one of them pulls out what appeared to be a wand, brandished it in the air, and sparks flew out of it.
All I'm picturing is Zelda, I think it's Ocarina of Time. I've never been able to say that word. There's a part in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
There's a part in that video game where it's kind of like that, and you have to play music to the frogs.
I am picturing, do you remember those old kids' books that we had? You have some of them as like adults, the Elton John ones. What are they called?
Actually, I have them right here. The Little Golden Book.
The Little Golden Books. I think they're like that. Do you remember the ones with the frogs, Frog and Toad?
No, I really don't remember any of them.
I'm imagining that, but I'm imagining them with like wizard hats on, like cartoon. Anyway, so they all turned and made eye contact with him and they jumped over the guardrail and took off. He ended up going to the police and reporting it. And they had like police surveillance and they did an investigation, never found anything. But after that, it was a legend. So fast forward to 1972, a police officer in Loveland named, his last name was Cherokee, drove along Little Miami River late at night, spotted something moving in the road. He stopped the car, and in the headlights, he saw a creature with leathery skin crouching like a frog. He described it as weighing about 50 to 75 pounds, so like a medium-sized dog. Then the creature stood upright, stared at Shockey for a few seconds, then climbed over the guardrail into the river. That freaked him out. So he went back to the police station. He was telling his buddy about it, Officer Matthews. I guess Matthews and Shockey went back together to see if they could find it, and they couldn't find anything, but they did see little scratch marks on the guardrail where it was supposed to have climbed over the guardrail and gone into the river.
Okay.
But days later, Matthews spotted the creature, and it seemed to match Shockey's description to a T. He was driving along the same road, and he saw something in the middle of the road that looked like that he thought it was a dead animal. So he got out of the car, and as he got out of the car, this thing got up onto its hind legs, turned around, and stared at him for a second. Now, his story is weird because the first story is that he must have seemed a little aggressive because Matthews shot at it. The thing ran away, went over the guardrail, went into the river. That was his story. Keep that in mind.
And how big was this supposed to be?
This thing was supposed to have been 50 to 75 pounds and about 3 or 4 feet tall. Grayish green, leathery skin, frog face, webbed feet. So fast forward to July of 2016. Guess what game was really popular then?
2016?
Yeah.
I was still playing Zelda and Mario.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. This kid, Sam Jacobs, and his girlfriend were playing Pokemon Go. And it was kind of late at night. It was dark out. And they were near Lake Isabella, near Loveland. They said that they captured a huge frog in the river on their phones. It was not a Pokemon, they said. It was actually, they saw it in the river. It stood on its hind legs. He said, I'm not sure if it's the frogman or just a giant frog, but it was a frog. So he took a video clip of this. I haven't seen the video clip, but I saw a picture. And what it looks like to me is a guy standing in a river, maybe like doing some night fishing, kind of bigger guy, you know, whether he's built or just heavy set. And it looks like he's wearing 2 headlamps because he's got like glowing eyes. The thing has glowing eyes, but it looks to me like he's wearing 2 headlamps. So there's like a light here and a light here.
Okay.
It's really, really dark and really, really grainy. I have the picture. We'll put it up on the website and anywhere else we're posting pictures and clips. I don't know. It's not debunked. Could be the frogman, could just be a night fisherman. Who knows?
Were there frogs in that area, like actual frogs? Because I know that a lot of people go night frog hunting.
There probably are. I mean, there's frogs everywhere. Bullfrogs? Bullfrogs are pretty big.
Yeah, that's what it is, bullfrogs.
So remember Matthews' story, Officer Matthews from the 1970s?
Yeah.
Okay. So when this kid, Sam Jacobs, spoke up about seeing the frogman while he was playing Pokemon Go, Matthews resurfaced. And he's like, look, this story has been completely blown out of proportion. You did not see the frogman because I killed it. He goes, I killed it back in the 70s. He goes, I killed it and I brought it back to Officer Shockey and he confirmed to me that this is what he saw. Okay. What he says it was a large iguana that had gotten too big for its enclosure, and so its owner just let it go.
That's a very large iguana.
Yeah, I mean, when they're standing up on their hind legs, though, they can get that big. My thing is, iguanas don't look anything like frogs. A frog would have a very wide face, you know? Iguanas have, like, a narrow face. So, I don't know. But why'd he change his story? First, he shot at it, and it got away. Like the second story, he shot it and he killed it, brought it back to the station. Why'd he change his story? He also said that the thing didn't get aggressive. If the thing did not get aggressive in your first story, why did you shoot at it to begin with? And your second story, why'd you kill it?
That's what, 20, 30 years apart, the stories?
Yeah.
Maybe he's remembering something different. Maybe he was afraid to actually say what happened. Or he's completely full of shit.
I don't know. That's what's kind of weird to me. But there's been other sightings since then. So later that March, after Matthews and Shockey had seen the Loveland frog, a local farmer, anonymous farmer, said that he saw 4 creatures with large eyes, pale green, gray skin, sharp teeth. They spotted the farmer and then ran back into the river. In March of 1959, Charles Mills Lake, Central Ohio, Richland and Ashland County, 100 miles away from Loveland. 3 teenagers, Danny Patterson, Wayne Armstrong, and Michael Lane, were playing in the lake, and a monster came out of the seaweed. He had huge green eyes. He was 7 feet tall, webbed feet, and they think he was armless. The kids ran away. That's all there was to it. They described it as a monster, though, like more of a lizard.
I think that's what I've looked it up before, barely, but I think that depiction is the pictures that I see.
Okay. So 100 years earlier, May of 1882, Ed and Joe Lynch, 13 and 11 years old, were fishing in Range Run. It was just a little stream. So they heard a weird sound in the tall grass and turned around to see what it was. It was a giant 4-legged lizard, and it jumped out at them from the trees. It caught Ed in its mouth, pulling him back into the weeds. This thing, black and white scales, large yellow spots, a forked tongue. They call it the Crosswick Monster. And this is the most believed experience because over 60 men saw it.
Wow.
Yeah. So the monster caught Ed in his mouth and started pulling him back into the weeds. So Joe screamed for help. Ed was dragged down the river toward a large hollowed out tree that they think was the monster's den. 3 men arrived, got Ed out of the lizard's mouth. The monster retreated into the tree. The men enlisted 60 villagers to catch and kill the creature. They chased it for about a mile through streams, over fences, up hills, around trees. The monster got away. This thing, they say, was 30 to 40 feet long, 12 to 14 feet tall. They said his head was about 16 inches, 4-foot long legs. And yeah, that's the most believed story. So I'm wondering if the Loveland Frog stems from this story. When was it? 1882?
That almost sounds like Godzilla.
I know. That's why he's called the Loveland Frog, Loveland Frogman, Loveland Lizard Man, or just the Loveland Lizard. So there are theories of what this thing could be. The theories is that he is a mutant frog or lizard, possibly affected by pollution. There's another theory that he is an interdimensional being, an alien. I have a theory about interdimensional cryptids. I think a lot of them are interdimensional because I believe in all that shit. I believe that they belong here. We don't. We're the aliens. Misidentification of other animals.
Very probable.
Yeah. The science says it's possibly a new species, but there's no proof. There have been environmental studies, no signs of unusual amphibian activity. Researchers use the frogman as a case study in cryptozoology courses. Yeah.
Zoology, I mean, that makes sense.
They got DNA analysis somehow. I don't know how. And guess what? It was inconclusive. Where
Not
did they
trying
get
to
the DNA
be
from?
Not trying to be a skeptic, but someone honestly could have just taken DNA from a frog or a lizard and mixed it with their own DNA, like in a blood slide. And it's going to come inconclusive because it's 2 different species. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but if they say that it's the Loveland frog, where the hell did they get the DNA? The only way that they could have gotten the DNA is if Matthews actually did shoot it and kill it, because he said that he brought it back to the station.
Yeah, that's possible.
How else would they get it? No one's been able to catch it. No one's been able to prove that he exists. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So,
or at least they're telling us that it's inconclusive.
I think that's the case a lot of times. So when you experience seeing the Loveland frog, you'll hear a strange croaking noise at night near the river. There are campfire stories. There is Native American folklore about him, about he's a water spirit. They have annual festivals in Loveland for him.
This is still Loveland, Ohio, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Loveland, Ohio. They have annual festivals. Local schools include the Frogman in history folklore curriculum.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. I mean, the Loveland frog is their thing. It's just, they worship him, I guess. Like there's a whole area, I guess, in Loveland that's nothing but like gift shops with nothing but the Frogman. And, that's cool. I want to go there and see it.
That's like a lot of other states, like New Mexico is aliens, Oklahoma is Sasquatch. or Bigfoot, whatever. Same with like what Wyoming? No, not Wyoming. Oregon or Washington. Mermaids are normally the New England states.
Yeah. So the Loveland Frog has inspired a lot of different things, like the movie The Creature from the Black Lagoon,
I've heard of it.
which I'm not sure if it inspired it because that movie came out in 1954 and the first sighting was in 1955. Or maybe they're just comparing him to the creature in the Black Lagoon.
Could be.
There's also a movie called It Came from Beneath the Sea that came out in 1955. Never seen that one. There was a novel written in 2012, The Man from Primrose Lane, and he's a frog who carries a wand. In 2014, there is a bluegrass musical, and it's called Hot Damn, It's the Loveland Frog.
A musical?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's kind of fantastic.
Loveland made him their mascot in 2023.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of cool. They say that his hands also secrete a toxin only fatal to humans. There apparently is an antidote, and the toxin is very sticky. Frog's mouth is so large that he basically just eats anything. He doesn't have any fear of normal predators because I guess they just leave it alone. And yeah, he eats anything that'll fit in his mouth.
So is there like a waiting list to have the frog with you? Like I've got spiders that are a quarter of the size of my fist I could use. I found a black widow on the wall a couple of weeks ago. So can we rent out the Frogman?
If you can find him. There was also a movie that I watched. This is crazy because every time I research something, I will come across things. Like I will just happen upon a book or I'll happen upon a restaurant, and we'll talk about that restaurant in another episode. So I was researching Loveland Frog and I was looking for a movie to watch. What popped up? Frogman. So I'm like, the hell, what's this about? And I'm reading the description of the movie and it's about the Loveland Frog. And it's kind of like that found footage, like that, I don't know what it's called. It's not found footage, but they're carrying their own cameras. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And they are searching for the Loveland Frog. Well, they find him and they make him terrifying.
Like I am trying to look it up right now. I'll show you this interesting book that I have. No, it's not in here.
Strange Stories, Amazing Facts. What's in there?
Everything except for the Loveland Frog. But this, I'm trying to remember when this was published. It was apparently on Reader's Digest list. We got it at an estate sale. And it's copyrighted 1977. No, Loveland Frog is not in this, but like mermaids and Loch Ness Monster and sea creatures are in this, but not Loveland Frog.
Of course. And I want to talk about the more obscure things that not many people have regurgitated so many times. You know, that's why I picked Frogman. So I have another cryptid to tell you about. I didn't know if I was going to have time for this one, but I do. So I'm going to tell you about it. The very first thing I'm going to do, I think, is I am going to read you the story of the Native American mythology behind this creature.
Is this the one of the word that I cannot say while I'm living in Oklahoma?
No.
Oh, okay.
This thing has been seen more than once in different places, mostly Southern America. Okay, I'm going to tell you what this thing is called. I kept it a secret from you because I thought that you would appreciate it. Here, kitty, kitty. This thing is called the Wampus Cat.
I've never heard of that.
He's more an Appalachian monster, but he's been seen other places. Now, the Native American folklore behind this is a story that I'm going to read now. The Cherokee folklore, actually. An evil spirit called the Iwa, the spirit of madness, had been terrorizing the village of Itawa. I think it's Itawa. In what today is North Carolina. The village shamans and war chiefs called for a meeting. The wise shamans told the war chiefs that sending the braves to hunt and kill the Iwa was surely going to be the end of the tribe, for the Iwa had the terrible power to drive men mad with just a glance. The war chiefs argued that the Iwa could no longer feast on the dreams of the Cherokee children. And you know what? I tried to look that up because it says that it eats children or eats their dreams. And I have no idea what they're talking about because I cannot find any context to that at all.
Oh, it's Native American, so I'm going to assume they eat their dreams.
Well, yeah. And I thought maybe that dream catchers would tie into that then. And
Nothing?
They don't. Yeah. Anyways, the Iwa could no longer feast on the dreams of the Cherokee children and that something must be done. Together they agreed that their strongest brave would go alone and bring a great honor to his family and tribe by killing the mad demon. Standing Bear was the strongest, fastest, sneakiest, and smartest, and most respected brave in the Cherokee nation, and he was chosen to do the battle with the demon. As he walked from his village, the shamans blessed him, and the war chiefs gave him many fine weapons in which to slay the beast with. And on the edge of the town, his wife, Running Deer, bid him farewell for the final time. She would never see him the same way again. Weeks went by, and there was no word from Standing Bear. Suddenly, late one night, the stricken brave came running back into the camp, screaming and clawing at his eyes. One look and Running Deer knew her husband was no more. With time, he would be able to pick berries and work in the fields with the young girls and the unmarried widows, but he would never be any good as a husband again. And by Cherokee law, that meant that he was dead. Standing Bear's name was never again mentioned, but Running Deer had loved her husband, and she wanted revenge. Running Deer went to the shamans, and they gave her a booger mask. A booger mask is just, I don't know why they call it a booger mask. It's a mask. It looked like a cat, a bobcat's face. And they told her that the spirit of the mountain cat could stand against the Iwa, but she must be the one to surprise the demon. The war chiefs gave her a special black paste, which when rubbed on her body would hide her scent as well as her body. She kissed her former husband on the forehead, his blank eyes staring, and headed off to seek her revenge. Running Deer knew the woods as well as she knew the village. She ate sweet berries to keep up her strength over the many days, but still she came across no sign of the Iwa. Then late one night, she heard a creature stalking down by the stream. As she crept slowly toward the creek, she heard a twig snap behind her. She spun and just as suddenly realized how quickly it could have been the end of her. Behind her, a wily fox darted across the pathway. If that had been the Iwa, I would be mad now, she said. So she continued towards the creek. At the edge of the creek, she saw footprints which did not belong there, and her former husband's breastplate lay at the edge of the water. As she followed the prints upstream, she saw the demon. Its hulking form lurched hideously over the water, drinking from the pristine mountain spring. The Iwa hadn't seen her. Running Deer crept even closer, and just as she felt she could bring herself no closer, she sprang. The Iwa spun and saw the cat spirit mask and began to tear at itself as the spirit of the mountain cat turned its powerful magic back on itself. The Iwa tumbled backwards into the pool, and Running Deer immediately turned on her heel and ran as fast as she could back to the village, never once looking back. When she arrived home, she sang a song to herself, a quiet song of grief for her husband, but also joy for the demon's banishment. The shamans and war chiefs declared Running Deer the spirit talker and home protector. Some say that the spirit of Running Deer inhabits the Wampus Cat, and that she continues her eternal mission of watching her tribe's lands to protect them and their peoples from the demons that hide in the dark and lost places of Tanzai, T-A, Tennessee, Tanasi, Tanasi.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I have no idea.
I don't either. I tried. So yeah, this thing has so many descriptions. So many people have seen this thing. There are so many accounts of sightings. So its appearance, some people say that it's half dog, half cat. It's got yellow eyes, that pierce the hearts and souls of anyone who encounters it and drives them mad. All you have to do is make eye contact with this thing and it will drive you crazy.
Okay.
This thing has glowing yellow eyes. If you see the glowing yellow eyes, you're just supposed to go nuts.
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Other people say that it is a mountain lion woman hybrid. Kind of looks like a woman, kind of looks like a mountain lion. Sometimes it walks on all fours. Sometimes it's bipedal. It's said to have a bobcat's face, cross between a cat and a human. Sharp, long claws, sharp, long fangs, very muscular feline body, dark matted fur, and the fur, oh my God, the fur varies so much. The color of it and everything. This is weird though. Some people say that it's got 6 legs. Yeah, a 6-legged woman-cat hybrid thing with glowing yellow eyes.
Does it say how large this creature is?
It is larger than, like, do you know how big a bobcat is?
Yeah.
It's like a giant bobcat.
Okay.
I would say that it would be like the size of a lion, like a large lion. So if it doesn't have 6 legs, some people say it has 5 legs, but the 5th leg is like right in front, like right in the middle of its 2 front legs. And it's not really a leg. It doesn't have a paw. Like, it's a leg, but instead of a paw, it just has one giant claw coming out of it.
I don't know what to make of that. I get it, but I don't know what to make of it.
You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I love that movie.
Where Zaphod's head comes up. He's got like 2 different heads and he's got like this arm that just comes up and punches the guy in the face. That's what I'm thinking.
But with a claw. Yep.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie. It's so dumb, but I love it. The book is better, naturally.
Oh, I've read the book too. Yeah. Naturally, it's better. That's one of my favorite movies. That's my go to sleep movie. If I need something to fall asleep to, that's the movie I put on.
Oh, that keeps me up.
For some reason, it just comforts me. It's my comfort movie. Okay. So they're still describing the face, and the face is like a blend of feline and human. So I'm thinking it's got like a cat's face and there's something human about its eyes, probably. Do you think that would make sense?
I get it.
You know how some animals just look eerie because their eyes are human looking?
Yeah, there are a couple of animals like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. His fur could be, or her fur could be black, brown, white, striped, spotted. That's what kind of loses credibility with me. So many people have seen this thing, but there's so many different descriptions of it, of what the fur looks like. But this thing says that it has short, stocky legs. Doesn't matter how many legs it's got, they're all short and stocky. The front feet like a bear or a badger. The back feet cloven like a deer.
Oh, but this is supposed to be a cat? That's why I don't get into cryptids too much. Mermaids, Loch Ness Monster, yes. Because the story doesn't really change.
I know.
When the story changes, it makes it more unbelievable to me.
Me too.
I want to believe, but I
don't
can't.
know. I don't know. I'm not going to discredit the Loveland Frog, whatever, because you know what? That is their mascot. They have fun with it. They love him. Okay, cool. More power to you.
Hold on, but this one is also supposed to be in Native American culture.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to discredit it, because I really you just don't mess with Native American shit.
And things could have been lost in translation. Stories could have been not embellished, but evolved.
Yeah. And if anyone knows anything about real magic and real curses, it's the Native Americans. So when they tell you a story, interpret it the way you want to, but don't completely discredit it.
For all we know, this legend could be going on for 1,000 years. Could have changed over time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There's another story about how the Wampus Cat was a woman who was hiding under a bobcat's pelt so that she could sneak into a meeting that was only for men. And the men were praying to the gods and apologizing for the things that they considered to be wrong that they did in order to survive, and the tribe leader caught her and turned her into a cat. I didn't write down that story because it was just such a short story. That's all there is to it. So the regions that the Wampus Cat has been seen in is Missouri, In Missouri, they call him the Wampus. Arkansas, they call her Whistling Wampus. And Appalachia, Wampus Cat. North Carolina, that was where the Native American story was from, the village of the Etowah. Norfolk, where's Norfolk? Virginia, right?
Virginia or West Virginia? I want to say Virginia. Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, it's a military base.
Fort Smith, Arkansas. They've seen him. Houston, Texas.
Fort Smith, Arkansas is about an hour and a half away from me.
Okay. Well, then maybe you'll see a Wampus Cat sometime. Houston, Texas, it's been seen. Flagstaff, Arizona. Sherman, Texas. It's been seen all over the place. Oklahoma borders. So yeah, watch out. Here, kitty, kitty. I swear to God, though, you'd be like, oh my God, it likes me. It's smiling at me. And it's like snarling at you. Like, I don't believe anything you're showing me right now. Come here. Let me love you.
Let me love you.
Let me be your mommy. I'll take you home. She's like, bitch, I'm going to rip your face off. And you're like, come here. So, okay. The Wampus Cat has abilities. It's got a blood-curdling scream that attracts prey. And it also wards off threats and drives people to madness. So you'll be like in a cabin in the woods in the Appalachians and you'll hear this loud, blood-curdling scream. And it sounds like a woman. And you want to go to the window, like, kind of reminds me of
the word that I'm not going to say while living in Oklahoma.
What do I want to say?
You can say it. You're in Ohio.
I'm just going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. Skinwalker.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like. So it's got speed and agility, stealth. It navigates most dense forests silently in the pitch black, dark. Of course, it's got night vision. It can also shapeshift like a skinwalker, become invisible. The scream can cause paralyzing fear, shatter glass, and cause physical harm. Its weaknesses: certain charms and spells, Cherokee rituals and incantations. You can make protective barriers made with cedar. The cat will be trapped or repelled by it. You can also trap or repel it with a mirror.
I feel like with some of these episodes, we've learned not to fuck with mirrors.
Yeah, there's certain things you shouldn't do with mirrors. But the mirrors confuse and disorient them. And it can also trap them somehow. I don't know. That's what the Native Americans say. So
I'm going to believe them.
All right. Whatever you say. Their habitat is mostly the remote Appalachian Mountains, very dense forests, rocky terrain, basically where human beings kind of can't go, just like Bigfoot. They stay in the terrain that humans have difficulty getting to.
Like all the cats that won't let me be their mom?
They're nocturnal. They're mostly seen at twilight or at dawn. So like just when the sun's going down or just when the sun's coming up. They're solitary also. You rarely see more than one at a time in the same place. And if you encounter one, you know that you're encountering it because you get an overwhelming sense of being watched. And it feels very uneasy.
I mean, all of that sounds like typical cat behavior.
They watch you. They judge you.
Like this one's doing right now. Lynx.
He's judging you. It's like, Mom, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, so sightings. December 17th of 1918, the Greenville Sun reported the cat roaming the ridge in the vicinity of Gethsemane. I don't know where that is. I didn't write it down. The source must not have said where it was. The rumor persisted for generations, though. Years later, in Norfolk, the cat was blamed for killing livestock, dogs, pigs, and other animals. They believe that the species belongs to a long-believed extinct cat. So it's related to a cat that's already gone extinct.
And there's a couple of them.
Yeah. In the 1900s, on the Oklahoma borders, a specter of some huge bobcat was spotted. Specter, like the spirit of a bobcat. That's what they described it as. It shows up only on semi-moonlit nights in the summer.
Hey, we're done.
Is he being an asshole?
He was trying to bite my cord.
It's because you're talking about another cat and he's jealous.
Probably.
Okay, and I want to say this says Whitman, Mississippi. It was seen after a flood in 1913. It left behind 102 dog skeletons, completely stripped of fur and flesh. Yeah, they claim that was a Wampus cat. In Arkadelphia, Arkansas, in 1914, they say they caught it. They caught the Wampus Cat, but they no longer called it the Wampus Cat because the original animal was captured. So after that, they didn't call it the Wampus Cat anymore.
Now it's probably a bobcat.
They didn't say what it was. It said that it was more savage than a lion, menacing claws, and a 9-foot tail, as powerful as a kangaroo. This tail was as powerful as a kangaroo's tail. It had the head and body of a cat, legs short and stocky, long black fur spotted with white. The front teeth crossed between a badger and a bear, and its back feet were cloven like a deer. It was on exhibit in the town for 3 days before it escaped. Conveniently, it escaped. Yeah. The legend terrorized the town for several decades. So they captured this thing. It escaped. And for several decades, people were afraid of it. Like, oh, where'd it go? It's out there somewhere.
I mean, hell, how long has the Loch Ness Monster been around and people are still searching for it?
I know. They're never going to find it.
I mean, some guy even quit his job and has been searching for it for 30 years.
That is a little excessive, but more power to him. I hope he's having fun.
Jealous of his ass. I want to play.
So in the 1950s, folklorists studying the Ozark region, Vince Randolph, traced it back to the North American cougar, who had been hunted almost to extinction. Probably the most dangerous cougar in the area. Noted mostly gullible people believed in the Wampus Cat. So the Wampus Cat is most likely at least related to the North American cougar that was hunted almost to extinction.
I'm going to look that up and see how large they get. So North American cougar?
1918, Knoxville, Tennessee, the Wampus Cat came to the suburbs. In Fountain City, there were dogs dying, their hearts and livers ripped out by something sharp. In Whittle Springs, a nearby neighborhood, a mule was killed. In a place called Inskip, I'm thinking this was still in Tennessee somewhere, chickens died. They were crushed and drained of blood. People claimed to hear cries of a wild dog and tracks of a panther. A zoologist from University of Tennessee couldn't identify the footprints. They hunted the Wampus Cat Thanksgiving morning in 1918.
I can't find a whole lot, not what I'm looking for with the North American cougar, but it is the largest cat in North America. It was hunt to almost extinction, mainly because of the asshole trophy hunters. But I'm going to try to do something. I think I can share my screen right now. But look at the baby. Look at its baby. They are adorable.
They are, but that's a cougar. That's not a bobcat.
You said the North American cougar.
Yeah, the North American cougar.
Yeah.
That's the North American cougar.
Yes.
They are cute.
They are, yeah, they're the largest wild cat in North America. So that's all.
Well, there you go then. That's what some zoologists think that the Wampus Cat is.
And they're in California, Minnesota, Connecticut, Illinois, Michigan, Tennessee, Wisconsin. I guess one has been seen around Boulder, Colorado, but that could be just normal cougar. But yeah, I mean,
something with 5 or 6 legs.
This does not have 5 or 6 legs.
Human-looking eyes. No. That's what's so weird about it, is that the description changes so much, and it annoys me. It doesn't sit right with me that the description of it changes so much. So anyways, Thanksgiving morning in 1918. I'm pretty sure this is still in Tennessee. They hunted the Wampus Cat. 75 or so men, armed with shotguns and bows and arrows, went searching, looking for a large gray cat with white spots, a very long tail that can jump at least 12 feet in the air. People described it as just the devil in the shape of a tiger.
Yeah, but mountain lions and cougars can jump that high.
Okay. Just the devil in the shape of a tiger who had come here to scare some of the wicked folks into doing right. So, yeah, the Wampus Cat is feared. People think that it's this demon type thing, but even Native Americans, they think that, the Wampus Cat is something to be respected. She's there to protect the land and protect the people of the village. She's a protector. She's only dangerous and to be feared if you fuck with her.
So she's protecting her clan?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, her tribe.
Okay.
Um,
That's kind of cool.
But in other regions, they think she's evil and they try to hunt her because humans suck and that's what we fucking do. We can't leave anything alone.
No, we can't.
Yep. So, a $100 reward for the carcass was issued
A $100 reward in what year?
in 1918.
Okay, I don't have the calculator up. I'm not doing that math right now.
Well, it doesn't matter because nobody claimed the reward that day. 2 days later, a woman claimed to have been attacked by an unidentified creature. Local shopkeeper bought her torn dress from her and put it on display, drawing large crowds of people wanting to see it. Publicity.
Yeah.
You know, this will get me some business. People are going to want to come to my shop and see this torn dress. So, in addition to the $100 cash reward from the newspaper, there was a Kodak camera from Coleman's drugstore that you could win for capturing it. $5 in gold from J.E. Lutz and Company Insurance. If a woman caught the Wampus Cat, she would win a woman's tailored coat suit. If a man caught him, he'd just get a hat.
Poor bastard. Hats were very stylish for men then.
Well, I mean, it might have been a very expensive company. It was from Askin and Marine Company.
Okay. That means nothing to
I
me.
don't know. The obsession lasted through Christmas, but there were no sightings after a while, and it just kind of became a joke. Kind of went away. In Benton, Tennessee, 90 miles away, a group of hunters cornered a creature in its cave along Coal River and caged it. People came to see it and said, if it isn't a sure enough Wampus Cat, we don't know what it is. But it escaped. They always escape.
Yeah, they always escape.
Yeah. In 1922, Way High School in Central Arkansas made the Wampus Cat its mascot.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I know for now about Loveland Frogman and the Wampus Cat.
Well, I do have one question about the frogman. What is the difference between the lizard man and the Loveland frog?
It's the same thing.
Just in different states.
I guess so. Why? Where's the lizard man?
The lizard man, I lost it. I want to say New Jersey. Let me see.
It might be something different then. I don't know.
Lizard man of scape or swamp.
Yes, I wrote that down.
The
Who the
lizard
hell
man
knows
is
where
an
it is now?
American freak show and sideshow performer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, lizard man of scape or swamp. I wrote that down. And there's a question mark next to it, so I must not have gotten too much into it.
Yeah, his name is Eric Sprague, known professionally as the Lizard Man, is an American freak show and sideshow performer. He is best known for his body modifications, including his sharpened teeth, full body tattoo of green scales. Well, he forked his tongue. So yeah, he shifted his body to resemble that. Okay, I thought when I looked it up, I've heard of the Lizard Man, but when I looked that up, I thought it was something like the New Jersey Devil, or you know how a lot of these are fairly similar.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is just a guy.
Yeah, just a dude.
If it makes him happy.
If it makes him happy. God damn, though. You know how
expensive and painful.
Yeah. And how would you eat with a forked tongue? Do you think that would be hard? How would that heal? I pierced my tongue twice, and when I took the thing out, it healed.
Yeah, holy hell, dude.
I would like to talk to him.
I see your picture.
I have so many questions.
If that makes you happy, then go for it. Oh, God. Yeah, but that tongue looks like painful.
Ooh, we might be able to put that on the website.
Yeah.
You think so? The picture of him?
Yeah, probably.
If he doesn't mind.
And that's what credits are for.
Yeah. Well, that's all I know for now. That was my cryptid episode. It was a fun episode after all the disgusting shit we've been talking about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to end this, so I guess everyone have a good night.
Thanks for listening.